Hey there, YouTube. Today I'd like to talk about card scrapers, one of the handiest tools you could ever have in the workshop. You can pick up card scrapers for about $6, and therefore they're also one of the cheapest tools to have in the shop. What the card scraper does is it's the final finishing you could do on pieces of work, and it can also get things like interlocking grain, things that are really tricky to plane normally by hand. And it's all with this little piece of metal here. All you do when cutting this, oh, that's work going by. Who knows? I'm on call at the hospital. Maybe I'll come in. But all you do with the card scraper is you just make really nice pretty shavings here. This is on Santos Mahogany, which is one of the hardest woods around. It's probably around Purple Hardness in the Janka rating. This is a tuned up card scraper. You can tune it up pretty easy. I like to lap the sides, or sort of like lapping the back of a chisel. I lap the back of my chisels here. That just allows the sharpest possible edge when making your sharpening. The way the card scraper cuts is with the action of a burr. You form this by raking, usually about 5 degrees angles with a burnisher. Here's my little burnisher here. At the tip here, it's a 63 Rockwell steel, which is harder than the card scraper steel, and you just kind of rake, usually in a vise, 5-degree angles, and it makes a little tiny burr. You can only feel it with your finger. What that allows you to do is to scrape away at the wood. It really lets you get at these crazy interlocking grains here. I'll show you what I've been struggling with here and why I broke out the card scraper is here you can see in the Santos Mahogany here that there's like a forming of a tree branch in this tree. You can see how the ribbon pattern follows along, and then it creates this big kind of ugly swirl here. And with my plane, I achieved tear out here compared to, say, the smooth surface over here. So the problem is getting that out, and we can get that out pretty easy with the card scraper. So with the card scraper here, the final surface is around 320 grit, I'd say. But I'm going to show you a trick that I've kind of figured out. So when you're scraping a lot, this creates a lot of heat here, and it gets hot in your hands after a while. So what I like to do is I'll flip the card scraper over. Maybe after every few passes I'll flip it over, and then that rotates the cutting edge. That way the tool kind of dulls at the same pace, and that way when I sharpen, I get the most out of the blade before I sharpen again. So let's go along here. Get those tricky grains here. These shavings here, man, they're probably less than 1/1000th of an inch here, kind of just crumbles to dust when you work with it. But it's already, playing with the card scraper here, it's already getting these tricky little spots out of tear out, which is unfortunate, but working with highly figured woods, it's gonna happen. There's no way around it. but there's ways to work with it, you know, when things get really tricky. Now I got a ways to go still, but you can see it already polished this up pretty good. It feels like, you know, baby's bottom, you know, but unfortunately this tear out reached kind of deep, so I'm gonna have to keep working at it. You know, a few more minutes of the card scraper and this side will be done. But I have a whole table to go. You know, you can sand it, but I like to use, you know, tools. Hand tools and the card scraper is the way to go for me. Thanks for looking, guys. Have a good one.